here outside the Royal Armouries, or the Saviles building, where Thought Bubble
number 4
is currently going down. As you can see, it's not got as many costumes as there has previously been, as Nick was caught in a bit of a landslide of them.
Stampede of cosplay, indeed, a full-blown torrent of fantasy.
I think you got to suffer from like comic shock.
Maybe.
Anyway, it's really quite exciting. I've actually brought down a couple of my my comics to possibly get signed. We've got Robin Firth, who has worked on the Dark Tower comic books. We've also got John Romita Jr., who I'm sure most of you all know. Iron Man.
Kick-ass.
Kick your ass.
Wolverine.
Yeah. We know, you know.
There's a lot of people to see.
It's workshops and it's great. I think we should shut up now because...
I think we should let the fun begin.
Here with writers and artists of Villainous. Okay, so is this your first time here at Thought Bubble?
It is, yeah, first time here.
What do you think?
Amazing, just such a vibrant atmosphere. The place is beautiful and the people are really friendly and great. Really glad I came. Definitely going to come back next year anyway.
Okay, well, do you want to tell us a bit about Villainous?
The basic concept of Villainous came about when I was like kind of getting in a lot of Batman material. It was like the Joker character. It's like, what if like one day had some sort of epiphany and thought, oh, I've been crazy and evil and decided to do good. So it was kind of like the kind of anti-hero, the main character of Villainous was kind of born from that kind of high concept. So it's pretty much about a mass murderer that's escaped out of an asylum for like after years of being in it for like reasons that are unknown to the public, and like the detective that's chasing him and stuff. It sounds kind of cliche because he's after a kind of copycat killer almost, but there's a lot more like kind of layer and depth to it, and like he killed the detective's father when he was younger, so he's got this
double-edged sword.
Yeah, so the detective character almost becomes the villain because he's got such a vendetta and such a kind of obscured kind of view of justice, but it's like the mass murderer's trying to like kind of be the hero pretty much. Yeah. So it's all about the kind of like redemption, like the effects of the past and the present and stuff like that. So it's hopefully a bit more multi-layered than just the whole copycat killer thing.
Where do you? Let's have a look at some of the art here. I mean, it's quite noir in a way. Obviously, with the where do you draw your inspiration from?
Gary kind of gave me a couple of, I guess, pointers for like the sort of art style he's looking for, and it was kind of based on sort of comics, say similar to sort of Powers, and that sort of noirish, and then sort of movies like Seven, so it's sort of a bit darker and grittier.
Okay, and how long have you guys actually been working together on this?
About like 2 years maybe, or
yeah,
1 year?
2 years. I think it's probably 2 years now. But we finished Villainous in May, and that took about 6 months of sort of solid work, and now we're just getting to issue 2.
Yeah, I mean, I've always wondered how long, I mean, I asked you earlier how long it would take to do and you said 2 days for a page on average. Yeah. I mean, that's nuts. You would seriously love what you do.
Oh yeah, I do, yeah. It's like, I have work as well, but also I come home and it's first thing I do is straight on to the comic. Well, it's all been self-published up to now. We've approached a couple of companies, but we've not really heard anything, so we're just going to keep going by ourselves and see how we go on.
And how much further are you going to be going with this? Have you got anything else in the pipeline, or are you going to be carrying on with Villainous?
Well, I've written like all 5 issues of Villainous like before we've even started producing them all. Yeah. There's about literally like 4 or 5 other like kind of strong ideas I've got, hopefully strong, like for like kind of longer issues. Maybe try a few like kind of shorts as well, and focus me a bit more on like the webcomic side to get more people to visit the site.
Yeah.
Which may be better because we're going to actually have issue 2 free on the website to read.
Okay.
If you sign up for the website.
Yeah. So if you sign up, you can get all this content. So we're thinking that's maybe like the best direction to go in, but while still selling like printed material here.
Printed versions.
What is your drive for doing this? What essentially are you like aiming to achieve?
Well, pretty much just love storytelling, and like I was into writing before I got into comics, and I started to get more and more into comics, and I realised it's like such a great medium.
Yeah.
So I just, yeah, exactly. I'd really like to like make a career in it, and just I've like fallen in love with comics more and more every day. And so me and Graeme had the perfect opportunity.
Yeah, so we're just going to go for it.
Well, that's great. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much.
My name's Tim Plicher. I'm the chair of the Comic Book Alliance, which is the voice of the British comics industry. We're aligned to every organisation, every publisher, every creator, every retailer, every distributor in the country, and we're there to promote the British comics industry to the general public and the world at large. We've been going for just over about a year and a half now, I think it is, isn't it?
It's a year and a half, May.
Yeah.
How are you finding it? How are you being received?
It's been going fantastically. I mean, everyone's really on board, very enthusiastic, and just really wanting to make it happen.
Okay, so what kind of new talent have you found throughout the year and a half?
At the moment, it's pairing up people with publishers. I mean, what we've actually done is create a website where anybody can go along and see what publishers are in the UK, what ones, and then you can contact them, sort of put them together.
Yeah.
If you're drawing comedy, you're not going to want to go to a publisher that does horror. So all the publishers are there. Writers and artists can see who's available.
We're essentially a facilitator, a hub for anybody that wants to find out any information about sort of British comics, or if they want some information getting out to the general public. We're doing press releases, we're doing special events, and we're setting up a membership scheme as well. And we're making alliances with various organisations around the world to promote British comics outside of the UK. So we've teamed up with the Comic Book Legal Defence Fund in America and the Swedish Comics Association in Sweden, obviously. So with those organisations, we're sort of going to hopefully bring creators into the UK and taking sort of creators out to those countries as well, and doing that around the world.
Well, sir, I feel as though I need to present you in a very formal manner with the attire there. Please introduce yourself to the masses.
I'm Ian Sharman. I write comics. I also publish comics, and I do a lot of other things in comics, but mainly my main thing is that I'm a writer.
Okay, and we've been brought here because you're, is this your most recent one?
Yes, Hero 9 to 5.
Hero 9 to 5. Explain, well, the story.
Okay, well, basically it's the basic premise is that it's a satire on modern superhero comic, but saying that, really it's a romantic comedy where the
so it was right, it does breathe.
The main hero falls in love with his arch nemesis, and they end up getting together, but then she gets jealous of his young female sidekick and ends up hanging her upside down over a vat of acid. You know, as you do, the usual relationship issues that people have. The point is that for the main character, Flamo, it's just a job for him. He didn't want to be a hero, he didn't want to be a superhero, but that's kind of what he fell into doing. And so,
real life.
yeah, exactly. You know, he wanted to be a rock star. He didn't want to work a 9 to 5 job, and that's what he does.
So is this basically your 9 to 5? Is this your life, your job?
No, it doesn't represent my life at all in any way, shape or form. There's no autobiographical content at all. No, it's not. I think in everything anybody writes, they're going to put a piece of themselves in it. So that's naturally there is. And when I was writing it, I was thinking about it being used in other media and stuff like that. And one of the things that always bugged me about superhero films is they feel the need to insert a love story in. Like Batman always has to have a love interest and that's not generally in the comics. So when I was writing this, I was like, well, no, let's make a love story the centre of the actual story of the comic. But yeah, I mean, people who know me know that if I'm going to write something, it's going to be a love story. So there we go. So yeah, a bit like that. So
is this going on to Thought Bubble? Have you been here before?
Yes, this is my third Thought Bubble.
Okay, I mean, obviously you keep coming back for a reason.
Yeah, mainly because it's a laugh. But I mean, this time, I'll be honest, the other shows that I've done haven't sold much.
Yeah.
But it's just been a really nice time, good to catch up with friends and that. But this time it's the convention's been packed and people have been really into what we're doing and buying stuff and Hero 9 to 5 itself has sold really, really well. I've only got 2 copies left, so it's cool. It's been good.
And is there anyone that is up and coming that you've seen here or throughout your time on the circuit?
I haven't been able to get out and about around here because I've been so busy. But I mean, I'll say this man next to me who's just got his first book out with Orangutan Comics, which is an indie publisher that I run myself. This man is to be watched. Chuck me a particle fiction, my friend, so I can wave it in front of the camera. This book. Buy this book, it's awesome.
And that book.
This man is the new Frank Miller, only better.
Less mental, or not in the same ways.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say that on a record. Hi.
Put you on the spot.
Okay, so Mr. Al Davison, thank you for allowing us to interview you very quickly. If you could just give us a rough idea for those of the people out there who aren't too with the comic book background, what exactly is it that you do within the industry?
Right, well, I do various things. I work with writers, but I also write my own work. I've just published recently my new graphic novel series, Hokusai Demons, which is actually a graphic novel collection of dreams, which is what I specialise in. But before that, I was working on the American Doctor Who comic.
You were saying something about a film coming out?
Yeah, I'm just completed a short film called Trinity. And so just working on putting the DVD together of that, and we're hoping to release that soon. That's my third film. But the first one that we're going to be releasing on DVD, so quite excited about that.
And the first one is?
The first one was called The Gauntlet.
Oh, The Gauntlet.
Yeah, which is also available as an extra on the DVD. So.
Oh, right, okay. And have you been to Thought Bubble before?
This is my second one, yeah. We missed last year, but we were here the year before.
Oh, okay. So what do you think of Thought Bubble as a convention?
Oh, it's great. I wish it was longer. It's one day, but it's fantastic, really good. And the attendance this year seems to be really big compared to last year.
Can you mind me asking how long you've actually been doing this for?
Close on 30 years.
30 years.
Yeah.
And how did you actually get into it?
Just sending samples to publishers, going to conventions like this, meeting editors. Just have to keep working and work until you keep, people there sort of just remember your face and finally take on your work,
Well, so. I hope that the Doctor Who comics actually get over here. I'd be very interested in having a read of those because I am a fan of Doctor Who.
Right.
But thank you so much for your time. It's been really nice chatting to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.